Mame fa na se ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de o se dem yopo.
Yeti asumdie mu boni bia nim ye wawa ye ho we di akiniwie a ye ni nu na die ye hye nkremotade batakari kese kwa de wanze bia obi a hye kro ni bi okwa na me fa ne ofa ya santima mu obehunu zongo no se eso se kro no ankasa nyina yeti asumdie mu saadie ya bani comments na comment enkrofo run no eto saying die na ekwa enim no betumi aba.
Okay, first of all, my main chair and main chair at T4. Kwame, you know, say my background. I'm also a Muslim, and in my family, if I arguably know, but we are the single biggest Islamic family in Ghana. One family, I had the biggest is from my family. That is Kwada Suntremum and Iswamin Kremum.
Hey, we are Kwada Suntremum Kremum.
Yes, we are the biggest in the whole Ghana. One
largest animal.
Yeme Pacho, correctly. The whole Kremum Kwadasu, the whole Swami Kwadasu, and it's Swami, one family. A mommy and son, and a wolf, our family. These were my great grandmothers. Originally, we are from the Volta region and Fuega Palace. And now, Utun Foko Kunto call have something for Nomdumbai. So they lived at Kumasi, a year Ahinshi. So our great grandmother was the one that didn't ma something me then omo sifo na omo gaju omo zongo holo omo so bi kremo sidik you know omo friend kremo sechi uti said you know omo yeah, that is our great grandfather or no. So we are royals at the same time. Young ko obi mfi say bisian mo nko said we tun for anim emo tun for maningwa tangro nim pabwa since in the history of something they will tell you for every Friday, unless that's anti-miniho, Uniho Krana, Simankwahine will sit in or any of the chiefs. Yakobon Payama Utu for every Friday of his life.
Every Friday, Juma,
every blessed Juma. And say, my uncle Ufimu, Ashanti Regional Imam, Sheikh Haruna Ufimu and that is the house that I come from. And quite a Suntremum, Alhaji Abdul Rahman, who is the Imam, that is my also direct uncle. So I'm from Imamchi, two Imamchi houses. So we understand religion, Islam, Christianity, etc. because your family, any one family, most of my uncles, my aunties, Omuwai Christians, Ebiwai Muslims, and vice versa. The Bacho, Yahine, and Togbo Hudu. And Fraga Sasaibo in his private life, a lawyer, Boko of the country, where our house comes from. So you see, the dynamism of religion, dynamism of culture, tradition, and Nyama and Kofo as party, Ediba, people do not know. Listen, Islam is against fundamentalism to some extent, or almost all. Fundamentalism to some extent is not acceptable in Islamic religion. I'm yet to see where, from what you told me, Mati, and Nemebu, I mean, social media, and Timin, they are Nekoso, a beer will be back on Mati, many active in any social media front or any platform. But for any Muslim whatsoever to say, Okoka Asimsia, Chanitinia Dadem, I will take it from a different angle. Different angle, and say, you were suffer for you were even catechist, you were even choir master near that day, a wood yamimu, a sorry muni bibiano, a need ye a word, dear need ye fata. Sabi and penning for Unia penning, or sister penning, or brother penning, before Sebu Nikrabe law might be bad. Yes, young boy in a hotel today, young boy in my hall, a ye boo, and the same baby bettina yasses. Nasa or the religion be better. Ama up today or any time they are time piano. You are about 30% to 35, nearly getting to 40% of the world population all being Muslims. And what does it tell you? It tells you say no true Muslim is against Christianity. And no true Christian is against Islam. I repeat, a true Muslim is a true Christian. A true Christian is a true Muslim. You can look at the biblical and the Quranic and Islamic and all the traditions associated. And the prophets, go and read whatever they say, and each any of them have condemned each other, like how a modern day Christianity or Islam, look, so we've seen this in the Kashmir provinces in India, Pakistani and scholars are be political, socio-political dynamics of religion trying to infuse the Arabian Peninsula crisis of religious LED into extremism, LED into separatism, LED into rebellion, terrorism, and all this that you can put, Protestants and all that. It is all not in any Quran or in any Bible. The Bible be a sanction say any pebin come humum and conco crubiso and coach any petty namumra namusamet sorry the Muslim Obian so baby no be is imam dear no bit much say ubi korema ewa say mon sorry no be crying near Christian crana munko said munko say no. When even in the Islam, when even the Islamic culture, when even the culture or traditional culture of the religion Islam, so me to me say me kwa kwari oba, me say me kwa kwari oba. I'm a Muslim. I'm free. Imam free. To tell you, so me kwa no oba ni mami na busia for the list mami. Na se akwete se kwa ka ho. In Islam, it allows me say, I say me provide it. Unless I'm able to use my skills, makajum pacho, where the mean to know a crown for top bottle, Mama means Dampa. I mean, I've married a lady whose mother or whose parents were 100% religious.
Oh, okay.
In my family, I'm married for 12 years. My wife was never a Muslim. One so butamuda, na my musan song of butafoso. Because my religion is not against. No. You only plead. You only present your religion to her. Say, me ebe easy ama say be a man ebe dwell into one religion. Na nkobas way for her. Aduane way in deep proku. E dey see enche pot no mmienu no. Enti bi a yenya ni dan, yenya baako ana join me. And now say in most cases no, me na mabe want to actually no, me person bi abe join me there. It is not. No Muslim is allowed to force a woman whom you marry from another religion. Now, so Mama Johnny, it is wrong. It's not even in Quran. It's not sanctioned in Quran. But you appeal. You present into some fact. No, by any major religion or DHC. So on DHC now, Pena, Manin Kona, sorry, name will make sure, say, not sorry, no, on corner, I can't just say, Pastor BC was some communist and an idiot, and I said, one call all night, I mean, no big guy. These are the clear issues. A contest between religion, tradition, and culture. Where are we? How does somebody become so extremist-minded to the sense that now Kowaro wouldn't send Kremofogu Zongu and Kremofogu hijab in them streets so one Kofano. Wope Ubi Bia or Natino, Sabi, on Susanam Ho, Nebaka Makama, or say, Ne Papa a Buddhist, Ne Mami Hindu, and now say Ne Papa a Christian. Because when I call Zongo Nibie, Braswam and Cremo, man won't go, the Waribie.
Is a now moon in our hole.
So I wouldn't be American. With your own pet. Now, call for the Okawan, we are, Nim Conformia or Kowari Oba, because of say, the religion. There were Christians that Oma worry Muslim girls that Oma converted, meeting so many of them. And you one Muslim to say, what call a Christian are converted. And so what? Obia pese religion so me pedo draw into me pese my sorry and answer me religion and also that's okay. But Sakoba so bana also done. Now so penal, now so bewan, also be sorry. Islam allows that. Let any imam come and tell you, sir, it is not.
Uncle Farouk, baby to say and Tonsu Abuaso, baby to say Jamasi Zongo, baby to say Mampon Zongo. Obera, woman worry Mampontinum Nina, ebusua sa oba asantema mu a ese family bia no ye wo muslimfo wo ho and ye wo kristofo wo ho
and
ye wo
central region alike central region too central region not only Ashanti region central region has a big presence of Akan-based Fanti-based Muslims and they are Ahmadiyans. It doesn't change anything. It does not change anything. And she said there be a religious sentiment and for BT and the baby omudefa and yemcha within the please and please once again, this is an arrestable offense because this is a country among the 54 nations of Africa. There is no country on the continent of Africa where some of us have traveled, worked, moved, border to a border, one country, that we don't have one single religious problems among ourselves unless in recent times. No, the only country that has broken down the walls between religion and the marriage is Ghana. Why do you think that a Afrofunupa country will say? They do not, because even in the eyes of the UN, Ghana marital, customary, religious is dream belt. Any problem? Look, Kwame Konuma. Where is the home of Nima? The home of the capital Zongo of Accra is Nima. Kohano Papote. Asafrullah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Sharullah. Then you wanted 3:30 a.m. Christian Bianca say Kanye Didi. Next time before I Fajr, you by 5:10, 5:15, depending on the time. Na Imam tu Islam alaikum be a Fatiana, ya ko nima, both are for to nyam kan ya di animo rom so bon obi akokun. No country on the continent of Africa, not even Sudan, not Nigeria, not any other country, what timid ama religion are creating problems. So where from all this kind of, excuse me to say, crazy stuff? Where is it coming from? It's a peaceful nation, and it will continue to be peaceful. And I've said and I've mentioned that Ghana security is not by the security abysmal or poor. However, the security is by the nature of the people, the religion of the people, and for that matter, really religion, if you are, our tradition. And I can put this country safe security. There were religious friendship. There were religious friendliness. They are one together. Bring in perspective. Put it there. Yanko Ghana Parliament. Kwame Mema Roko. Go and stand in front of Parliament. 275 parliamentarians. Confirm woman here pure from Islamic background from the north. Our brothers. And even those who are not from the north, but they bear Islamic names, they are Muslim, but they were brought up from places like Ntampo, Ejra, and other places. How many of them are married to Muslims? Their wives are Christians, especially the biggest. Votarians, Kwana Sabi, your brothers in Kompo more. The Komu Pamako Kotama soft. This is a country. I have parliament, 275 parliamentarians. Go and do a check on how many of them are married to other religious bodies. And then when it comes to tribal settings, it's the only country on the continent of the world, among the first on the continent of the world, that you're married from any other tribe. Cross tribal marriage. And I've said,
and I know now, you meet, and maybe a year dim, come over, Busa, Honorable Haruna Idris, Minister for Education, said, they say, Nikin, Bapan was in the Iria Santini. Mianka Minia lawyer, Edugita Macro, also in the Iria Santini. Gamanche, Metia, or also in the Iria Santini.
Papa, Pame, okay, can't mean Chawano, Utiberia Yawu 275, Koyima Mani Film, Nepa Memano, Nani Paba, intimate show, and the Krum. They don't do that. There is a friendliness, this is the openness, and the Macroma lobby, and a one is security Ben Kroma. A Kroma national security of Agota, Trot from God, Munya national security, Southway security. It is not. It is the kind of union that we have, traditional, marital, through marriage, religion. Kwame, call Osofo, Koya Sofo, Ubako Sabi, Duncan William Church, Ubako Royal History, all the churches, you know, Ubako Abako say, MPP, NDC, Chiho. Yes, cast anopa. Ye chi. Ni aye, and no ya by 5 language. Look at the beauty of it. Ya anopa. Ni akwa ye oye anopa. Look at the beauty. And talk about attacking wine. And Kwame, we shall get bia who we see. Oh, friend, ne papa, I can, ne mammy, ne papa, Frafra. Nobody say, oh, I don't know his hometown. Who we say, we never me at the man, ni papa. Oh, bia number of them, including Kwame, over cross over 3 tribes. Workers and workers who never should be answered baby and mammy. Cross tribal marriage. Ghana is the leader of the whole African continent. The reason why we don't have the civil uprisings, the reason why we hear demonstration, farming, opportunity, police the water cannon cry is you no be a Ghana because Nipa won't attack because oh you wouldn't hear. Meno say because you go and 2 targets our have Farouk our have we pay me sebi no uncles don't free no. Uncle Holland Magosimo from Boko, one come free. But if you take say if you are who you see me to target Votarians, do you know that I'm a royal from Votarian for that family? Are you aware? So I cannot take them, and it is like that all over. Excuse me, Ghana presidents, all the 19 presidents who might be there. Kwachi Obi answer Saturday. Your constitution go anya class of Babich Medi presidency. You need office of the first gentleman, your office of the first lady. Confirm me man should be any baby Obi aware. Kwame do you good in history and sections. From President Kufuor, from Nana Akufo-Addo, from Obia President Mahama, also currently President Atta Mills. And what do you know why even the tribe? Check. Ronald Warrior Santini, President Kufuor, why Bruni, President Mahama, why Gonja, or why Bruni, Chakinina. So,
are you to Kwaka or are you Buzia or Wari Namoko?
Papa, let me ask them now, who can do bring a woman in why not so worry in the tribe? It is the most beautiful country out of this. It is so worry Bruni. President Mama and Timmy can't also hit your brother when the Maya Bronfo. And at the same thing, the wife who soon Timmy Casso hit Kunja, the Mafia Gunja for. And it is the same thing all over the country. All over parliamentarians from one, Niger, Aya Bruni, Nene Papa, Aya Dagati, Ubahani, Mano, United Nations, in the Aya software complicated at the same time. That's a problem, no.
Okay.
You need one straight line as compared to Nigeria, but it is Nigeria. There was strong what is called demarcations, frontiers and barriers in between the tribal settings. Which ones are those? Nigeria. Igbo needs say at no given point about Yoruba. Unless the academia, outside no manual, and no crown on bar, there is also a friction. Nigeria has their own Igbo. Straight lines. It is so be so a Boko Haram, no so Iboni no Kuna may go for it on Fahum. Obi Ebo no so Kum housing on Fahum. It is the same thing that this your friends say Tutsi and Hutsi. A problem the bar Rwanda because Omu Engine and Mwakran and Kamakran, Tutsi ni Kamani, Hutsi ni Kaman. They are not allowed to play together in Kaman. And to look at it from the whole country, go to Tunisia, the Berbers and the Hutsis, they don't marry. They don't get closer. Even the northern African country, because they are been civilized in Egypt or the culture. They don't talk to each other. They don't marry from each other. But compared to Ghana, Obia Wari Obia, and to look, sorry, Islamic cleric, I don't know where you picked your Islamic cleric theory or teachings from. Please, fundamentalism cannot be proven and shown anywhere in the Quran. Nowhere. Nowhere.
What can say? A bayan capacity for inviting.
How would police sit down for such a cleric if even he were to be my uncle or my anybody from my family being the imam? You're supposed to beat down the drum. Water it down. In Kasi and Fancy and Fahuman son because Ghana does not in any case grant but you need to warn him. You need to warn him because you know the modern day generation, the children, your money, your woman, they are they are being double parented. Your biggest problem I see the double parenting from the internet, from the social media, the crown and telling a friend ideology or control social media and so how long will you papa kasa, how long will you mame kasa? Now will be coaching. No, sabi in kwasha, some social media to do bika, and more or less so preaching say nipa 20, 30, 100. Uba picking crime there, no picking the ideological, religious, sentimental stance and trench position. Say, oh, Imam Bikraka said, so we can be this Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sani pano, Kochaniti, oh, Imam Biakan, so I cleric there, Kochaniti. That was the development of the Al-Qaeda. That was the development and orientation of Boko Haram. Boko Haram, Mustafa Bonkanu, Mustafa Yusuf. How old were the boys? They were just 18 years, 19 years. Timbuktu, the home of what we call the home of Quran learning. So Munko Sia Karatu. Our Nomko Johnny Jenin. Our Nomko Ansawad. Our Nomko as Ansadin. Umko the principles and all those kind of what? Hatred and extremism. And then look at the boy of 22, 23 years. Why established in 2002? How many years? 24 years. Why Islamic, their friends saying, or those so-called jihadists? What does the meaning of jihadists in this? It's a crime against humanity. You kill your fellow Muslim, who you are kofabuta, no kutens you, no atinase, no achentasba. Nyami won't China. You are not fighting for him. You are not fighting for him. You see, we get confused as to when and where. Nyankopon won the power. Nyankopon na dream. Obetimama the whole world will be one language. Why didn't you do that? He wanted to preserve and conserve privacy among people, among nations. Why didn't he unite and put the whole country and call it world? What's a tribal? What's a color? What's a view? Even within Ghana, Quran will make it yourself. Wama how many languages? This is the uniqueness of the God's creation. 2 kilometers away, won't you be Kasa? That is the uniqueness of creation. And we Islamic clerical, sit down and concentrate and ask yourself questions. Islam. God will not let the whole world, everybody to Islam. Wamau, we are Islam, we are Muslim, we Quran. Propagate, do that, preach. Next send in the word now what you see no papa no ma obinya religion attractive, no ma joining. But not to tell anybody say, on fast can coach you, would the coach any penalty. So that you go to jail and say forever. It would be very unthinkable if, and I said if, the IGP or Ghana police will not invite such an imam. Now, in Kasa, because I'm sorry to say, but the reality is that sometimes they do a no so sabi bipolar. Now I have between any penny, and that's what hatred be no as between any penny. It's your friend, young council, no, your Kasa. Now come as like here, Uncle Pichi Sadui. Papa, wako, Muslim a year to that. Eka yenya something from
yes, Adwa. Now, send me.
Adwa na. Yenya sisano. Ya papa mo Adwa ni bikura no mse chantro ka ho. And yes, so much chantro, but we call it a comfortable life. They been saying. Ya papa mo timi gina ho me ya papa mo timi gina ho. No mo sha ni aso ni anti fo no ni ma na busua from temo po ma waran betena se ya. No ma geji o mu din on say ma ni ya adwuma oton wache. Ya papa mo so mo sorry a otimaslechi wo twan buta. Ne mana ko ye adwuma no de aba obi ewu na ye papa mu pichi no aba be gina ho se okramoni ba sika bo ntuma no a obeda na kom di ukru no o so bo mpa ye Nyankopon ni pa mi tie we se nyina wo ye papa mu petizet o be konkonte that one person obe yi sika ne ma me makoton niema and it's like that across board including the north ye ma me makoton niema obi wua that is the time ombenya congregation no adoa no duma no betnasia that's the time ombenya si kramoni ba o ye aduane na obebo jem ne jabe so no fa o kete matafri na nyame ma hu hia ma ho family look at this what does it mean what pa aduane na di ntem nti kwata ne bojem tek ne jan hwehwe na ji hu hia for heaven ehimfa na o kuram ehimfa na o kuram o kramoni ba o kwa akoda na jo now de ontuma ode oyi entuma ebe kekere ho na ode atade ebe kekere ho no o so abafo bo dua ma de echi kwa me president no pa kire because already in a single room de nyina ye dem o ba takari twe ho woni hye ba takari oda ho o person onya lose access because of so me na fe na abayi yu ho wo twe ntuma na no aye do be no kiss no romance nothing dem ma me de Islam o ma breu Family, papa. No romance. Yenina.
As I said, the attention here, Afro, you kukuro. What says?
I mean, into a radical teachers, I walk down tomorrow. Men found to the sense so much that they will be satisfied tomorrow. One room, baby, I want to show man watching. Come, Shira, who say,
ah, Emma, Yama, men so J. Yam penny for me did you back a beer, so what am send it to Anna Kunku or Mujidi.
At that time, until the last 20 years, Quran, you will not be signed it at that table. So, Imam now by this Jama no by sorry. So, much like in this row. Quran, yet to say the to say and found to from Quran Biasu. Until say the Arabian and the Pakistanians, Ghulam Alam Ahmed, started so much translated Quran into English in other languages. You know, where's the Quran? Man, go home, Okohabashi. Hey, man, yes, they didn't want you to know some of the stuff in there. In growing up, I asked my father, I'm find the clear and say, Papa, Nana must say, I'm a member of Bojima, a dash you want from Boko Heaven. And when you find out, they can show you. It was a comfortable life they used to deceive and confuse. And then, who a man is a man. But not all the things I would say, not all the things I'm can say in the name of this, and any in Anna. Let some Muslims come and defend or argue, say. And he found a Quran says, my were more than 4 bits, my show. Omata Dania Bacomedia and Bacombi, a football team match of 1 DC. It's not possible because Yankopana says, and you one can win Musuba or Macau 4. Nabaku do police station, there be a Akuyabun, there be a Conto Quania Daddy. That's the other ones for the Laura's in the Befia. Wouldn't even know Mupe. How much must about my 4? Now, Baba catch me says, I'm a 4. No. Kwame Sebi, I'll use a crude word. Obi ato panko, Obi nantianko, Obi medianisi, Obi mediani, Obi shankra, Obi shesel them, Obi the antopankwa, Obi the anyashe, need the ansobama good sex. Kwame, can you love all of them the same? And sometimes we shouldn't use their religion to deceive ourselves. And where is the Islamic cleric? Where is he coming from? So Baba Pro second, Ghana cannot be thrown into crisis, into any civil unrest. No security had taken care of this country. It is the character of our religion, religious tolerance, tribal tolerance, cultural tolerance, and they keep this country in bondage together.
Uncle Farouk, my lad, dear, watch it. Ah, yeah, torn or crown. Sir, me too, this, what they, Akosia Santua, water, watch, I meant to. Obi a quarter watch and swap. Obeso gu wo se nipa no wo gu hijab wo hyenkremutade ansa no
wa na nya de kwame joking ebi kwa so na nya de
the exercise you no na to kremoni na to no kwa de wo okay.
I've had this argument just yesterday, a discussion with a friend. Says Uko Kumasi, Ashanti region. Now who says Santini Mamia also oton kinki. Ofori kromni adade no. And can you dey no kromo betima na yen kan dokno. You understand? Uko Adriania, Asante any other tribes wajia too. Meanwhile, Uko Bolga, Omti Fufoche Kumasifo. This is a beautiful country.
Beautiful country.
This is a beautiful country. What Bomini Haruna, and Muntakamu. I like Muntaka, Fufoche, TZ, would have been TZ. This is a beautiful country. And to my answer, if somebody does that, the security agent should call him and set him to books. And then again, we are a national imam. We are the ulama. The Congress of the Imam, the government of the Imam, the ulama no ho. Only so my friend, no man warning. And then police should also institute the state part of it. Yes, you are the opportunity. Near one no. That comment is not tolerated. Some of us, we are completely against it. We cannot prove it and prove it anywhere. But then people should also know that much as said, Ojifobi, a comshephobia beviase, one no better Kasama Wabenyabi. Obi to chance say, a beer who could did not attempt for what? It's not done. So Bakasami Modin time for ya, you also Fubu Kroma Sabi, or Kasaya, one can say Yediti National Imam. On what to check or could do to say, Nana me Pacho, Mancani. What's the meaning to one one can't just send the boys in the mono. There is a beauty, it's a peaceful religion. Peaceful religion. In 20 years, I don't get it. We should not let this one go. No mom, and Krana ni and Yamone, ideologies on the social media. Don't confuse people.
Okay.
Don't. More Biasusun Kodidi Sabi. Me, I will find it difficult to say anything against the Christ. Because even though I'm a Muslim, I've done pilgrimage to Israel more than 5 times.
Wow.
More than 5 times. I've done pilgrimage more than 5 times. The Western Wall, I've gone there where Jesus was buried. Everything in Israel, much as I've been there and I've been going, I believe the powers of the Almighty Allah across the 2 religions or more.
Mami fa umra yaka we yewie ai brenti mami fa umra musase nano ya extradite onimyamfo kwa me frimpon Asante Chim Central now ya de north sorry ya de ne ko yenti hu bibia nano anso ada na FBI fo aba be fa abutreka na ya de no so ekọ nano ada yesa to mu yese Asante be ko former ND of Tor and also say woma convicted na hwa ne sentence be up to be 30 years enum ni ade aden ya otuatua bribe bi e de mema ba mu panimfo bi to secure AXA contract bi num ni ade enkomo ati sei no minim say working care mu na watie mu yie wadwe nche wo ho ne sei.
One is a kwam from so I am interview back to back. You remember I told you and I said extradition as a word, we misuse it and abuse it. Not every instance now but my invoke what is called extradition. We should know the difference between repatriation, extradition, and surrender. And I made mention, say, Mr. Kwame from point issue, much as I do not have the details on it. Holland and Ghana, the extradition pact. Holland and America may have a extradition pact, but did not include romance scam. Did not include other things. However, the Holland and the Dutch, they are the most liberalized, only Switzerland, the whole of Europe and Austria, the Red Cross nations, on their own system, political, everything is so liberal. And to say action, as we speak, I believe and I suspect very well said, Americans are not, will not, and are not having it easy. And I strongly believe that Celano, or Amsterdam. Why? Because the Dutch system cannot allow him to be interpreting interpretations of the tradition. The Dutch system will knock it down. If it has to do with surrender, and then I'm saying the country Ghana, they are more modern over this issue. His colleagues, his union of parliament that he belongs to, some of us are suggesting, if they had done those things, the Holland will have no other option than to bring him to Ghana. Now America from fire new MOU of extradition, MOU, and family attorney general and come for. Why till today, 2 months on to 3 months, Dutch upon releasing? Now say indeed, and in fact, says he has stopped on our stop list, and Dutch for action, and America for stop on it. Why should it be difficult now, up to now, the legal tussle of the Dutch now? And an interface with the legal tussle of the American. And one extradition in Bebem. So some of these extraditions in Kwame, we don't have time to explain, but I think, as I said, state in one can said that Emma professional diplomat. If you one day, 4 minutes to move, Roma metric sign your man. Yet the about near lawyers and said, which you could be a good lawyer, criminal lawyer, whatever. When it comes to diplomatic affairs, civility of diplomacy, men can be, because it has a standard practices which has existed over 600 years. And they cannot just get upset. My extradition, no diplomatic passport, even though without immunity, which means Pajano, where you transit or third country and finding Costa. And I don't know, but I believe that Sankia de no qua, and what. Why is he doing and why is he hanging in Amsterdam and what is Ghana doing on that? Now back to the other gentleman. Abu Trika. Fine. I've said. And then the Attorney General Department Office is much aware. Say, all these things they call extradition, it is only a request through MOUBI and no. And then yet Attorney General will may have before. Omina, Omabakuni, Omaya de Associate, Ba, near the man news media, the extradition. Such words are not used. it is not the case. Only the request, America fund the request, and they induce you, they press on you, they put pressure, they ask you this. So now we are as for dinner, family team you sue government, or now you ask for dinner, judge in to one no. Why am I quiet and young for now? Or visa become they do all those things. It's at the end of the day, let nobody fool you. Attorney General cannot come and tell you this. Me, I'm a freelance. Many government official, I can tell you what diplomacy is and what is this and what it stands behind closed doors. There are occasions that not America from other countries or be action and extraditing in that request. If you are ransom, country any charging and also make it offer. What did my acquire? I mean, why they are in America? Or say, may terrorists do Sudan? Bukuromo. Sudan government, loan our IMF. Trust me, say we don't have vaccine. Yeah, guarantee. That's the kind of family of the Bama. American, they do that all the time. Don't I want no cha? Kwame don't I no cha? Omo couple some of the Malad Nekuno. Guy no more fun. Oh man, they in the man, the Busian and in American passport on top of it, $25 million. And some rockets of Kabita bad. All those someone in a Pakistani military general in one and some of the seals in its Mapakuno. They make such ransom offer. And the same thing about Abutrika. They do that. Near the end of their comment, they don't do much. The visa in the room, I know. Oh, judge, you know, medical committees and stuff for the judge and the visa, Kakawa, Yanu. Ubenya let us 20 months supporter, you are not part of it. So visa be Uber Kona and anything. Kwame, over for good critic, I want to be over the passport or the COVID cinema. These are some of the things. And you never be on what country, no. Yama Yaninia Dinia Nancy from Kakasa, yes. Omi Yeniamo, almost supporting, and Yama may be offer extradition and answer offer request in this one grant here. We say military grant, my grant, without them being balance the military budget, defense budget. Obaka says a man I withdraw. Abanu Krabe for President Krabe for Attorney General, someone to become consigning. But these are the rules of the game. This is the rules of the game. Yes, sir. I then I'm a umbalo mabefako. Yes, you paid the I am almost find master. Family bagging. When the body is the and after the bank. And Yama be said the okay is will be okay. America for FCPA law, Foreign Corrupt Practice Authority. And Mr. Belko now a border on American version of extradition pact via only other countries were on FCPA, Foreign Corrupt Practice Authority. What does it mean? That the American company be, an American individual be, and now vice versa. Emma America for a bribe American and now say we a border on FCPA subject to extradition with some of the countries. And some of the countries, a borders on what? A request through MOU for a surrender. And to make me the new now can be much of it, but I've seen some few things on it. Visa, a be better as a gun and surrender. And that's what we do.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.